Hello everyone. In this session, we are going to solve the hacker rank problem called as Angry Professor, which we just solved it in the previous session. But we solved it using C. Now we'll try to solve it using C++. The first thing which comes to mind when you want to shift from C to C++ is replacing all your printfs to cout and all your scanf to cin. Right? So if you want, you can do this. So we can just replace this scanf with cin, right? The first thing what you can think of doing it. But scanf also works in C++. There's no harm in case if using scanf. Okay, if you want to retain scanf, we can retain scanf. Right. That's the first thing. The second thing what I'd like to do it is, we had used this array to capture all the arrival time. Instead of using this traditional array, which also works in C++, but we'll try to use a much better construct of C++ called as a vector. We'll try to use a vector out here. We'll use vector of integer and I'll use the same name as arrival time. So I don't need to mention the size and I can just keep on adding the elements and the vector size keeps on increasing it. Now I'd like to read the entry time of all the students. In order to read the entry time, first I'll try to read each element from the user one by one, and after reading the elements, I'll try to add up to a vector. When you want to add the elements to a vector, we use a method called as push_back. We pass the element, and the pushback will take care of resizing the vector, right? Okay, so this is the second change what we did. Fine. Now the third change is you'll be passing the same vector here. Now vector carries its own size, so I don't really need to explicitly pass the size. I don't need to pass the size, right? So this is the third change what I've done. So first I did replace scanf with cin, then I replaced a traditional array with a vector, and then okay, since vector carries its own size, I'll just be passing the vector. I'll not be passing the n which was required when you pass a traditional array. Right. Now let's go to function. Here again we'll be using a vector to receive the parameter. We don't require the square braces, neither we require the same. And here, to keep track of number of times the loop should repeat, I'll use this vector object dot size. The vector object dot size gives me the number of elements. Fine. And now since we are using this vector, we do require a header file called as vector, and since we are using this cin, I require IO stream, and then I need to use this namespace. Fine. So let's save this. Now let's try to compile this code and try to understand is this working fine or not. So let me just try to compile. It's perfect. Run this. The first input is basically the number of test cases. Let us try to use only one test case. The second one is the number of students here, the number of students. So let us say there are 5 students, and the third one will be the threshold. Now let us say threshold is 3. The fourth one will be the entry time of the students. So let us say there is -1, and then let us say 0, then let us say -2, then let us say 1, and then 2, right? Now how many people are there in the class at the beginning of the class? Okay, the first 3, all 3 are on time. The 4th and 5th person is late, right? Okay, so since we already have 3 people at the beginning of the class will not be cancelled, right? So we learned how do we replace a traditional array with a vector, wherein vector carries its own size, so we don't need to explicitly mention the size. So that is the first thing what we did. The second thing what we'll be doing in this, instead of hard coding the code here directly, I'll try to do it in a little bit different way, wherein I'll write a function called as isOnTime. I'll be passing the entry time. I'll just say entry time of individual student, right? Now, if the entry time, which is a single element, if it is less than or equal to 0, I'd like to return true, otherwise I'd like to return false. Now, here I'll just be calling the function name is on time of arrival time of I. If this returns true, I'll be doing the same operation. Please do remember, instead of writing is less than or equal to 0, I just wrote a separate function like is on time, right? So now, if you want, you can verify this, is this working fine or not? So let me try to recompile this code. No problems, right? Again, number of test cases 1. Let us say 5 is the total students in the class, 3 is the threshold. Let us say -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. The only 2 people present in the class at the beginning of the class, so the class will be cancelled, right? Working fine. Okay. Now, let us try to understand why we did this. There was a purpose for doing this. Now, I just try to modify this a little bit more. Instead of writing the function name directly here, telling that, okay, this is a function to be called, there will be a twist in this, wherein I'll be passing the function name as an argument, is on time. Remember, I'm passing the function name as an argument. So whenever you pass the function name as an argument to any other function, we need to receive it through a function pointer. So here I'll be receiving it through a function pointer, right? So the function's return type is bool, right? And then we require a function pointer, and it takes one parameter of type integer. So we are receiving this, okay, through a function pointer, the address of is on time, what you're passing from the main. Now here, instead of using the function name directly, I'll be using this pointer to function. Whatever the name you have mentioned here, I'm trying to use this, the same thing here. Let me just save this once more, and then let me try to verify, is this again working or not. Let me try to compile this and then run this. Again, one test case, let us say 5 people, and assume that the threshold is 4, and then -1, 0, 1, -2, then let us say again this is okay 2. So there are 3 people present and my threshold is 4, so the class is cancelled. Still working fine? Okay. Now the question is, why did I complicate this? Why did I use a function pointer? Why did I write a separate function when a simple code wherein I had used this arrival time of I less than or equal to 0, when that was working? Why did I use this? This is basically to demonstrate a code which works very similar to one of the built-in functions called as COUNTIF, right? Here we had to write our code. Now something similar to this, we do have a built-in function called as COUNTIF, right? Here, come down here. In this place, I'll just try to write. This is a user-defined function what we wrote. Now I'll just try to write a built-in function called as COUNTIF. COUNTIF function takes 3 arguments. The first argument is an iterator to the beginning of the vector. Second argument is the iterator to the end. And then the third one is the function which needs to be applied on every element. And okay, with every element when you apply, if it returns true, then the counter value keeps incrementing, otherwise no. And final returns, okay, the number of elements in that collection which satisfies this particular condition which is specified by the function, the third parameter. So how do I get the iterator to the first element? I'll just use the vector object dot begin, then second one end, third I'll be passing is on time. Please do remember that this is a built-in function. This is a built-in function, and wherein we need to pass the first argument, the iterator, to the beginning, second argument iterator to end, and third argument we need to pass a function pointer or the address of the function, okay, which will be received through a function pointer. and inside that it does something very similar to what we did. It basically uses a loop, and then for every element it invokes the function. Whatever you have passed as an argument, third argument, it collects the function pointer, internally does the same thing. Now if you want to use this COUNTIF, we need to include the header file called as algorithm. Fine. So let's go back here. Let us try to recompile this and let us try to run this. You can again take the test cases 1, then let us say 6 is the number of people, 4 is the threshold, -1, 1, 0, -1, 1, again 0, right? And you can just see I have 1, 2, 3 and then 4 people present. So the class will not be cancelled. Done. So there was no need for us to write this code. I can just write the simple function and then I can just pass it on to the count_if, and that will return the number of elements which is satisfying this particular condition. Simple. So I'd like to take this code and I'd like to put it in HackerRank and test it is working or not. So I'm going to HackerRank. The page Angry Professor is already opened, so I just need to submit the code. I'm just submitting the code here, whatever I just wrote, right? Then run this code. Works fine. We can submit this and run through all the test cases. Yes, everything is working fine. So let's come back to the code here. This is the code what we had. Have a look here. We only wrote this function is on time, and then the other information was just reading it. You could have even used a traditional array. Only thing is, in that case you could just pass the array name, array name plus n, but better to use vector. And then we just use this count_if. Fine. So we learned how to use a built-in algorithm called as COUNTIF, one of the meaningful examples where I could use COUNTIF. Thank you guys.